Well, today, a little bit of a different project. This is not for me, this is for a friend. You can see we've got some different things going on here. This is a Ramsey, I think 8,000 pound PTO winch, and I'm going to be pulling out my electric winch that's on the 3A, solely for the purpose of making mounts for this. So I'm not switching to PTO winch. I'm making a PTO winch mount for a friend, and I need to fit perfectly. So we're going to use the front of this Jeep as a template to make the mounts and convert this setup over to a PTO winch, and then pull the mounts out and send it back. So that's the plan. We have this cool vintage cast fair lead we're going to mount as well. This winch is in really nice shape, but we got to change up some mounts a little bit. So that's going to start with disassembling this winch, because I've got some tow hooks and different fair leads. So we're just going to strip this all down and start with the bare frame. And this is going to be going on a Cj3b, which is identical in width and frame shape to the 3A. So if it fits in here, it's going to fit in there, because he doesn't live around here, and when I ship this back, I want it to fit for him. Might as well show you what this thing looks like before we start. So it's been cleaned up and painted. I could tell it's used, but it's in really good shape and everything spins freely. And this fair lead is in pretty good shape too. It's been sandblasted, so I'll have to pull the rollers off and paint the frame. This is the style that mounts right on the top of the bumper. Very simple, so it's going to kind of go something like that. Oh, it's heavy. So that's what we're dealing with. Old Ramsey, and pulling out this thing and seeing what we have to work with. Before I get too carried away, I don't feel like unhooking my battery, so I just went through and made sure I have a master switch under the hood, but just in case, making sure none of these are hot, I'm just going to disconnect those and push them back up into the grill. And I'm going to mark them because I will forget. And then it's simple as pulling this one out and taking some bolts out. This thing's been in here a long time, so I think I'm going to pull the front bumper off with it. Maybe, yeah, because I got to get this thing off, and I got the hook on here, and I don't feel like unspooling the whole thing. So let's get started. Wires are all unhooked, and I got the 4 mounting bolts removed. I just cut off that stopper. It's been on here for years. I don't store my winch with the cable pulled all the way into the fair lead. I always hook it on the hook. And I was looking at it, it was all dry rotted anyway, so I thought, then I don't have to pull the bumper off. I can build it around the bumper, which is probably how my buddy's going to put it in, because I'm guessing his bumper is probably still riveted on. So I want this mount to be able to be taken in and out. It's not going to be welded in, just bolted in with leaving the bumper on. So I should be able to just pull this out here by now. This makes me think of, there's always a lot of comments about how if you add a winch to the front of your Jeep, you have to put heavier front springs in it. And I don't know what kind of winches you guys are using, but this is an 8,000 pound electric winch. Maybe I'll weigh it. If your Jeep needs new springs because this is on there, then you probably just need new springs anyway. Okay, that on the front of your bumper, especially with synthetic line, cable would probably add, I don't know, 15 pounds. Probably not even, because I bet this probably weighs like 4 pounds. I bet a cable weighs 10 or 12 pounds, so it's really not much difference. And then if you have your solenoid box on here, maybe a pound or 2. I keep mine in the engine bay, but this really isn't very heavy. I know there's bigger winches. I have a big Ramsey worm drive winch that probably weighs 50 pounds. I bet this weighs 30. So that's not going to overload your front bumper. The PTO winch weighs even less. There's nothing to it. So don't let the weight stop you from putting a winch on. This is purely for my own curiosity. I keep an old bathroom scale in the shop for just such occasions. We upgraded to a fancier scale in the house, so I got this one. All right, let's see what an 8,000 pound winch with synthetic line weighs. And I'm gonna be honest, you won't be able to see the dial. 47 pounds. So let's just say 50 pounds. It's definitely under 50, 46 or 47. So that's not too bad. I guess I'm stronger than I thought. I could get a little workout out here. Big dumbbell. All right, now I'll try to weigh the PTO winch. Now I'm running an aluminum fair lead, so that's way lighter than this one. Okay, the PTO winch is heavier, 55 pounds, plus the fair lead. This one's kind of heavy. That puts us up to 69 pounds. And then we'll just say, oops, a hook and a pin. So we're at 62 pounds. So that just gives you an idea. Next up, let's weigh the PTO winch. Oh, I think this feels heavier. It's definitely more awkward because it's not staying together. All right, I know I'm off-centered, but I'm gonna add more stuff. Let's try to get the weight a little more in the middle. Okay, 57 pounds plus the fair lead. Don't worry, I'll give you the real numbers. 70 pounds plus a hook. 72, 73 plus the pin, and then your cable. So as I said, synthetic line is going to be way lighter, but not as vintage looking. So I bet you'll be right around 80 pounds, maybe a hair over with cable on this. So right now I'm just a hair over 70. So the PTO winch is heavier, and you're going to add oil. I don't think, I mean, they don't take much oil, but probably a pound or two worth of oil. So that tells you some ideas on the weight difference. The winch is out. I thought I'd show you this part. I get a lot of questions about how my winch is mounted on this. I think people like that the fair lead comes through the bumper. I've seen people put them below and above. It's all personal preference. This is super easy. I have a piece of 2.5 by 2.5 1/4-inch angle iron with some little wings on it. I have my tow hooks going through that. It really stiffens everything up. You do have to drill holes in your frame, but that's kind of a given. I'd much rather drill it than weld it, so I can remove it if needed. And then some 1/4-inch plates that go up. I have 2 bolts on the front bumper as well. This has been on here since the Jeep has been in existence, and it's been fine. So I did have to notch this out I wanted to keep it as far forward as possible. So super simple setup. This costs like less than 20 bucks to make. Very easy since I don't have power steering, because I can go all the way across. Once you add power steering, it gets a lot more complicated because you have a steering box here, so your winch has to be a little bit off-centered. I think that's why a lot of people go on top. You can shift it over a little bit over the box depending on how your steering is. But with a stock bell crank, manual steering, this is about as easy as it gets. So there you have it. That's my winch mount. So now it's just a matter of removing a bunch of bolts. These have been on here a very long time. I think I put all these hooks and stuff on when my winch was in place, so it's going to be a lot easier to work now that the winch is out. And this Jeep doesn't really get driven in the salt much, and if I do, it gets rinsed off very quickly. So I'm hoping that means everything will come out nice and easy. And I will say, working on a Jeep like this that you built from scratch and you've had every bolt removed at one point or another is so much nicer than working on, you know, a Jeep you drag out of a field. That's one thing I always tell people. As soon as you get a Jeep, all the critical fasteners, take them out. You know, all the cross member bolts, suspension bolts, take them out, clean them off. If you want to keep the original hardware, that's fine, but at least clean them off and put something on them. because I've seen a lot of people out on the trail where something breaks and they have to work on it, and they never had anything apart on it, and all the bolts either snap or round off or are just completely trashed. So fasteners are such a simple way to make your Jeep easier to work on. All right, I'm going to take the rest of these out, pull this mount out, and get started on the new one. I don't remember when I made this mount. I feel like I have to take the bumper off, but I'm going to try to get it out without taking the bumper off. So if I slide it back, I don't think it's going to go. So I think I'm going to have to pull the bumper too. And that's what I want to avoid. I want to make my new mount be able to be taken on and off. Because I think I made this so it has to come off the front. Because your stock Jeep, if it's not been messed with, these are rivets, not bolts. A lot of people drill them out because it is kind of a pain. I've always thought that was a weird design. I know rivets hold better than bolts, but for this kind of stuff, bolts are better. And I thought I could do it, but I can't. So 1, 2, 3, 4 more bolts on each side. So stand by. This poor old bumper, as you can see, both corners are folded under. It's face planted into many rocks. And I took about, at least 10 inches, maybe 12 inches off both sides. So now might be a good time to pop it in the press and straighten it out, or just leave it as it is. Lower wind resistance. So that was easy. Take the bumper off. That will actually, I probably would have ended up having to take it off anyway. So now, hopefully, there we go. So that's my winch mount. Not much to it. I think I made the whole thing from scrap. That's how you can see I have little extras welded on. But as long as everything's tight, this is plenty strong. So these Jeeps are pretty light. And I know they weigh a lot more when they get stuck, but we don't really do mud, so it's usually just light winching to get over little rock piles and stuff like that. So now we'll get the PTO winch kind of just set in here, see what we're working with. As you know, it's going to be really tight. PTO shaft is on this side, I believe, yes, which is really close to the bell crank. So we'll have to get the height. It has to be down low enough to clear the cross member, up high enough to clear the axle. Let me show you some things over here. PTO winches are cool, but there's definitely a lot more to installing them because you have to get that shaft lined up and all your U-joints and angles and everything, so I have to take that into account. Since I don't have the actual Jeep here that it's going in, but I think we can do it. This is just a rough mock-up, but that's roughly where it's going to be. I'll have to get the bumper in because this handle, which I think you can flip, I think this handle's on backwards, so I might see how that, feels like it has a little set screw. So I think we flip that around because you don't want your knuckles in the grill when you are engaging and disengaging it. And as you can see, these little guys can slide apart. So we got to get that seated in there all the way like that. So the most important thing with this is the shaft location and making sure the lever clears the grill. So I'm going to start, I know it's not perfectly level here and that's not a big deal, but we got to get the shaft location dialed in, get the height, set the bumper on, and then we can start the mounts. I'm back, we're getting some work done. I've got the winch mocked up where I think it needs to go. So the main thing here is the depth between, or the distance between the input shaft of the PTO winch, the little stub shaft that comes out the back, and the steering bell crank and the axle. So it has to slide right under that, and it's a critical measurement because the axle moves up and down and the steering turns this way. The good thing is the steering doesn't move up and down, so as long as we stay below that, we can get pretty close to it because that doesn't move. I'll do my best to show you here. So we want the shaft on the winch to slide right below the bell crank, but stay up high enough that when the axle flexes, it hits the bump stop before it hits the PTO shaft. So I'll pop in a little video right here of my friend Todd. He was kind enough to share some pictures and videos and measurements of a similar winch set up on his Jeep. So I'm kind of using that as a reference. So thank you, Todd, for these little clips. You did a really nice job on your PTO conversion. And that's what's great about the Jeep community, is just having good friends who can give you ideas and information to help you with your project. Now I'm just mocking up the front piece. I'm going to catch these bolts in the frame. It's got to be on this lower one. I've seen some people mount it this way and come into the top one, and that is what I wanted to do, but that put my PTO shaft way too high and it would run right into the bell crank. So I'm going off the bottom. We'll catch these two outer frame bolts, and I'll probably tie it into the bumper right here with a bolt as well, just to kind of stiffen everything up. The fairlead just sits on top of the bumper, and that just mainly is going to see the force of the winch cable pulling down or side to side depending on how you're pulling. So I'll get this one in, we'll get it bolted in, and then start working on the rear mount. So right now I need to get my holes marked for the frame and for the two front pins or bolts onto the winch housing. They are the same on the front and back, so I'll be able to use this piece as a template. I also have a template here, a paper one as well, to just make sure we get it all right. When you're making this, make sure that the ends of your winch are in where they belong. So you don't want it pinching the winch together, but you don't want big gaps here, so everything has to fit together so the clutch works. I also had to flip this handle around. It was pointing the other way, which would contact the grill, so it's tight, but it's all gonna work out. So stand by as I get these holes made and we can start bolting stuff together. At this point in the project, I realized my microphone battery was dead, so I'm just gonna talk you through it here. So I got the mount done. So I got the 1/4 inch angle iron all bolted in, made it all so it's removable, and the bumper will be sandwiched between the mount and the fairlead, so the fairlead will be on top. I don't have the bumper in because I don't have those top holes drilled since I won't be running this fairlead on my Jeep. So that's pretty much how it looks. It's all made to be kind of modular and be able to be removed in pieces and bolted back in, so you don't have to cut and weld things. So all that was left at this point was to pull everything back apart, prime and paint the mount and the fairlead, and then I built a crate for it so it was all safe and cozy, and shipped it down south. Now I'm just doing my usual spiel. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Like, subscribe, blah blah blah. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be cranking out some more stuff soon. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.